My mother was.
Brought you some.
Oh, thank you. And my mother was Anna Caudill Clay, and my father was James Cousins Clay.
James what? Cousin?
Cousins. And I'm in Lexington again with Lucille Caudill Little.
Mary Lucille Caudill Little.
Mary Lucille. And she's the daughter of Daniel Boone Caudill and Rosetta Proctor Caudill.
Rosetta.
Rosetta. And we were talking about the Carries.
Uh-huh.
And you said that
Mrs. Carey lived with, was it Lenora Wilson?
I don't know. I just knew Ms. Wilson. You know, that was later on.
Ella. It'll come to me because I ought to know her. You know, Mary Jo and I were real close friends. And we had all these, it was Mary Jo, Mary Evelyn, there were about 5 or 6 of us that were married something or other. And it was because the Queen of England's name was Mary.
Well, who did I see the other day that was, their name was Queen V, and I thought, now they've been married, or been named after Queen Victoria. But I can't remember who it was. It was in the paper. But now Mary Jo was Dr. Blair Everett's wife?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
No, sister.
Sister.
Yeah, Everett's sister. Wait just a minute. No. She was a Wilson. She was Madison Wilson's sister. And they were the only 2 children in that family. And I remember that house. Fact is, Ella or Eleanor Wilson, Dr. Wilson's wife, taught music, and I took piano lessons from her. And I was up there a lot, and I saw my first TV up there.
Well, now, where did they live?
They lived, you know where the Ours lived?
Yes.
All right, if you went right toward the school, you'd run into it. At the end, there's an alley.
East Main Street there, if you went up.
Right
next
across
to
from
the
where
Powers
Louise
house.
had her office.
Okay.
And you went right straight and you ran into the house.
Okay. So it's up near the university, near the
Uh-huh.
college.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they had, let's see, the Carries had Matthew or Madison. Was it Madison or Matthew or
Madison.
Madison?
I mean, the Wilsons had Madison and Mary Jo.
Oh, okay. And now,
They had those 2 children, and I think Madison got killed or committed suicide. It was something tragic about it, and I'm not quite sure. And Mary Jo was sick a long time. She married Everett, you know.
yeah, Mary Jo
Everett
Blair.
Blair.
Uh-huh.
And one of the children, she had 2 boys, Everett.
Paul and Don.
Yeah. All right. I'll never forget the first one was run over by a big truck.
Coca-Cola truck or something like that.
Yeah. And Lord, the whole town was,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
screaming and giving them a fit. And Mary Jo had practically slept with him.
Well, he was in a bad way for a
Well,
long time.
see, he got listen, by her diligence. I mean, a moment didn't skip her. She was over that child, seeing that everything was done that was possible. And look how it turned out after all that.
Yeah, because I remember they didn't expect him to live.
No, they thought he was gone.
Because he
Mary Jo was responsible for, was Everett,
uh-huh.
for his living. I can remember it.
Because it ran over his midsection, didn't it? Did it run over his midsection?
Well, I don't remember details, but it was just like the body was crushed.
Right. Yes.
That was what you thought, and all of the internal things were.
It's a miracle he lived, because that was in.
Yeah.
That must have been in the 40s, I'd say, 1940s.
No, well, I don't know. I can remember Mary Jo being down here with him in the hospital and stayed with me.
Really?
And stayed with me. She really and cared for him for a long time.
He was laid up for a long time.
Yes.
Years. And I know,
It was a miracle that he lived.
Because I know, when we were growing up,
Now, there were three of those boys that were in Hannah's. There was Oscar, the older, who went west, and all I remember, I don't remember her name, but he married a girl whose family had a pickle factory.
Oh, you talking about Aunt Hannah?
And Hannah's boys,
Uncle
three
Ike.
boys.
Yeah, yeah.
And that first one was Oscar, and the next one was Everett.
And Merville, was it?
Merville. Yeah, and listen, Aunt Hannah was a disciplinarian like you never do. And Uncle, what was his name?
Ike.
Blair.
Ike Blair.
Ike.
Ike.
Uncle Ike. I guess would have died far in advance of it when it's recorded if it hadn't been for her taking care of it.
Well, what was wrong with him?
I don't know everything. He just was in a state of...
Just the invalid?
Yeah, just an invalid. She had cows, I don't know how many, and sold milk, butter, cheese.
I remember it, and she was right there in town up there on...
Yeah, right around Wilson Avenue, whatever, what do you call that street? Right against the hill.
5th Avenue, or 5th Street, because she was there close to where Betty Lane and them lived for a while.
Yeah.
And I remember her having cows, and like you say, she had
it
a
was
small
on
farm.
the down side toward town.
Yeah, ran down back of her house.
And there was a alleyway there, and it backed up to our home. That alleyway did.
Right, yes.
And on the other side of our home was Wilson. I'm pretty sure you called her Wilson. And she was the illegitimate mother of, I'm trying to think how many children, Dr. Wilson, who lived up on the corner. If you'd gone on up the hill from behind our house, that next house, big white house, belonged to this Dr. Wilson that was the father of Ben, who was a lawyer in Ashland, and a good friend of Mother and Dad's. And, well, who else did we say?
On Wilson Avenue, or on that street behind you all?
Well, it really was on the street right across from Doherty's.
Okay, yeah.
It was, right across there, right on the corner of that alleyway.
I know where you're talking about. I can't.
Now, the woman I'm talking about had two sons. They were called Wilson. That girl that lived there, good friend of Patty's, was whether she was a sister to those boys, I believe she was.
And they were Dr. Wilson's and this lady's.
Yeah.
And I can't remember them.
Well,
But,
I do real well.
Well, now, I'm going to ask you, what age were you when your mom and your dad went to the farm for a year? What age were you then? About
Young. I'll tell you.
6 or 8 years old?
I'll tell you how we can. Milton was born down there.
Okay, so.
Yeah. And Milton is it 10 years younger than I? Patty is 15 years younger than I. And he is 12 years younger than I.
So it's been about 1920, 1918, something like that. So you were maybe 10 years old.
Uh-huh.
8 to 10 years old. Okay. You know where I think that farm is?
Well, listen, you could see the big old house there for years.
I think that it's there next to where they had the Ford garage for a while.
Yes.
And then didn't H.K. Taylor,
Huh?
didn't H.K. Taylor buy that later
I
on?
don't know.
Because did your dad then sell it to Uncle Dave, or did Uncle Dave own it, or?
I don't remember.
Don't
Uncle
remember.
Dave. I don't know that.
But it was just on Main Street.
Uh-huh.
It
It was right there.
It wasn't far out.
Where now the road is that goes out to 64.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
That's
right
where I
there
was-
on the corner.
Yeah. But
And it went all the way up to the hilltop.
But a big old house, I remember.
Big old house with
Two-story.
all those porches.
Uh-huh. And I think the last...
And a whole line of outhouses for everything you could name. We saw the cats give birth. That's where Mother had all of the things like kraut.
Storage.
Yeah,
House.
it was and a house for all the things, and a house for to keep things cold.
Cellar.
And things like things you drank. What did you drink? That was like beer or something.
What, cider?
Huh?
Cider? Apple cider, or
Yeah, that was kind of hepped up.
hard apple cider?
Oh, I can tell you a story. You know, that was the biggest place that anybody owned in Morehead. So we had some reunions there. Well, it would only be one because we were only there 1 year.
I can really say, yeah.
Now, what was I going to tell about that?
Was that where they had the trial?
Oh, yeah, wait a minute. That's what I wanted to tell. We children were having our time. The women were all in the kitchen getting food ready, and the men were down. There was a little garden, what do you call it?
Gazebo.
Gazebo. And the men all collected down there exchanging all this stuff. And we were as free as could be because each was doing the thing and not paying any attention to us. We were going in where the cider was and get some, then run out. You know, no, we weren't in there. And we kept doing it. And finally the women caught on to it because it was close to the back kitchen door. And they'd tell us, and we wouldn't pay attention. And we all followed, you know, it was a string of us. And I don't know, maybe it was making us a little goofy. But anyway, the women kept telling us to get out of there and stay out of there. And they were going to la-di-da, you know, if we didn't. And that went on for several, I guess, hours. And finally they told the men, you got to take over these children. We're trying to cook the food for you and get you things ready for you. And the least you can do is discipline these children. Well, they decided they'd hold court.
Sound like it.
Yeah, they'd say hold court. It sounds just like Dad. I'm sure he was responsible for it. And, of course, that trial went on the rest of the afternoon.
That was a good idea.
It was a great idea. And what we got was, I've got something wrong with me today. I don't know what, or I'm drinking something. And I don't know what I would drink that would do it. But I have to go about every 15 minutes.
Well, you go right ahead.
Yes, I better. And then I'll finish that.
Okay.
Oh, the men make great to-do. They had a court scene, and the women delighted that the kids were taken care of. And they didn't pay much attention until they found out that the judgment had been that they had to sleep in a room. You know, back in those days, they never knew how many people would be spending the night with them. And I know of one of the finest old houses in this area that Jim and Sharon, oh Lord, what's their names? Know them real well, have inherited this beautiful out of ourselves toward the river house. And it goes down to the river. Oh, it is simply stunning. All of the walls are hand painted, and they want to restore it, but of course if they get an artist to do it, it'll cost them $1 million. And I guess they don't have a lot of money, but they're bound to be comfortable.
I would think so, to invest like that.
With that big house. And anyway, that big house, it's one that could be on a viewing group, you know. It's that fine. There is a room for the visitor. And it's on the end of the front, you know, how the living room, the hall, the living room, the something or other, and that's down that end. And it's all the things to take care of a guest.
So a guest room.
Yeah, a guest room. Imagine back then them building a guest room.
I imagine that people, when they traveled, had to stay with you.
Had to.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. There were no hotels back in those days.
No, and speaking of the hotels now, in this 1905 picture, you said that...
That's the hotel.
Okay, now that's...
That the
three-store is the...
People's Hotel.
But you said that the Proctors owned a hotel.
Yeah.
And it was, what, on the other side, west of that?
What was? That? Oh, I know
Proctor's.
what was.
Yeah, Proctor.
First, there was the Allen's grocery store.
Okay.
And then there was the alleyway. And on that alleyway was the wholesale grocery that Uncle Neelis and Aunt Myrtle had.
Okay, just on the other
And
side.
then the next was the bank, the People's Bank.
People's Bank. Oh, see. So
And let's see what was next.
So it was
There was something.
west of there.
Well, and then I know that Uncle Herb rented a place that went all the way through here, and he had, what did you call it? Ice cream shop and candy shop, and he lived in the back of it.
Now, Uncle Herb
Proctor.
Proctor?
Mother's brother.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
So
anyway.
there's Bert and Herb and Ezra.
Uh-huh. And then there was Aunt Effie, who died very young. Younger than Mother.
Okay, I didn't know her.
Yeah, well, you might not.
And then, now Bert Tolliver built that, didn't
Yeah.
he? The
And that's where the
Folkart
Folkart
Center
is now.
Okay.
And this is the old freight depot.
Uh-huh.
And back of it is a long room where all the freight was.
Yes, you can see it.
Little.
There.
And there was where you could drive up to a platform.
Right.
I remember that.
This was the 1905 picture of Morehead.
Oh.
They're calling that the Central.
Well, I
Hotel.
kind of think it had another name.
It probably changed names.
Yeah, I think it did. That's no doubt right.
And that's the Bishop City Drugstore, but it's really the Bishop's.
This is the Bishop's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know. That was the Bishop's always, always, always. What was over here?
Right west.
Some shop was over there. You see, you entered here,
Uh-huh.
and it was a long store.
Yeah, it ran up Cary Avenue there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to find out and make sure that that was the Proctor Hotel is west of the Central Hotel. 'Cause
Okay, well, it
yeah.
had both names.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, about the change, but I do remember there were two names.
Well, now, where was the Caudill, where was the People's Bank?
The People's Bank, let's see.
Was it this
Now,
side?
here was the hotel.
The big hotel,
And then next was the Allen Grocery.
Uh-huh.
And next was the wholesale,
Uncle Cornelius.
yeah. And next was the bank.
Oh, okay, right next to the wholesale.
Yeah.
Good, I had looked at that
It's
after I got
funny
home.
that I can still remember the most of this. Well, I was
think it's
enough
great.
older than you all. Let's see how much older am I than you? A hell of a lot
See-
at 92.
Not a hell of a lot. 25. I'm 67.
25 years.
Uh-huh.
Listen, that makes a different era. You know what?
Well, yeah, because
I'd like to look at that. I wish I had one of those books.
I'll get you one.
Oh, get me one.
Okay, sure will. Because
Yeah.
see, it's got like that's
Yeah.
Mr. Young,
Yeah.
and
I'll know a lot of them. Oh, who was that woman?
that's Ms. Trumbo, Ms. Lucy Trumbo Martin.
Well, I don't remember her. John Martin and his wife, Lucy Trumbo.
See, John was the one that was killed down there at Farmers. They took him off the train and killed him.
Oh,
And see, that's what really started
I don't
everything.
remember that.
That was way back in the 1880s, something like
Well,
that.
I don't know that story.
But it's got, see, here's Mr. Carey, and
Well, I never saw that. The Mr. Carey was never alive while I was.
but that's Harlan Powers.
Yeah, it could be they were related somehow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and
But like,
let's see what her name is, Pamela Green Carey. Their grandson was Harlan Powers. I knew there was some connection.
but I'll
The
get
Ga-
you,
Oh, you mean they ran the Gold House?
let's, yeah.
That was where Batson's drugstore.
Uh-huh. The Cozy, we used to call it the Cozy
Mhm.
Building,
Yeah,
because the theater was there.
yeah. And right next to the courthouse.
But I'll get you one of these, because
Well,
But
I
I
would
might even give it-
enjoy it.
that'll be your Christmas present.
Okay, that'd be fine.
But you were talking about your Uncle Bert's farm.
Now, I was gonna tell you that, what does the jury finally say?
The verdict?
The verdict. I started to tell you that, and got off telling you about some of the old houses that had a visitor's place.
Uh-huh.
All right, they had a visitor's place, and they had a stack of shuck mattresses made out of corn shucks.
Corn shuck, yeah.
And they were, within a material and stacked up So when they came with their family, they stretched them out on the floor.
Just drag them out.
Uh-huh. Well, all they did was make a noise all night, and you couldn't sleep with them. Oh, we had the time of our lives with those chuck mattresses.
So your verdict was you had to sleep on them.
We had to sleep on them. All of us. I don't know how many of us there were, but there were, you know, I imagine all the grandchildren were there. Now this was down
You wouldn't have slept regardless.
Huh?
You wouldn't have slept regardless. Because you all were having too much fun.
That's right. Now this was down at Clearfield.
Well, now that's Abel's.
Yeah,
Granddad Abel.
yeah. Who does you say?
Oh, I was thinking it was over at your all's farm.
No.
This was over at Abel's, okay.
That was, and I can remember walking the ties on the railroad. And I can
To get to
remember
Clearfield.
Uncle Watt, I was born on his birthday or something or other. So he always had a little claim about that.
Now, what's last name?
Uncle Watt was the baby and Granddad
Oh, Watson.
Watson,
Okay.
yeah. And he would walk with me. And we would have a good time. Oh, you know, 7, 5, I beat you.
Wasn't he a good-looking man?
Oh, yes. Handsome. Well, most of them were. Most of them were mighty handsome, big, muscled. That's why I always thought the Basque was no doubt their heritage. Because, you know, the Basque people were all big-boned and big-muscled and strong.
Well, and that country you were talking about was Andorra, between France and Spain. That you said that you thought maybe the Caudills came from that little country.
Well, I call it the Basque country.
It's the Basque country, and then there's
name.
Andorra.
Andorra.
Uh-huh.
I don't ever remember that.
But I was thinking about that on the way home the other day. You get me to thinking.
Uh-huh.
You get me to thinking. And so, but
Well, there's just enough in between us that I know some older than you do.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But now, the last time I was here, you started to talk about your Uncle Bert's farm, Uncle Bert Proctor, and you said it was across from Granddad's garage, Sam's garage.
That was my grandfather.
Oh,
My grandfather's house and little farm was right across from the, and I'll tell you, I can remember that filling station and whatever it was. It was
Yeah.
a garage place.
repair.
Only one ever in Morehead at that time.
First one.
And it was made of stone. Can you imagine?
Still there.
And right across the street was Granddad Proctor's house. And going on that side of the street was his farm. And he had a farm that went all the way up to Haldeman,
Rodber?
Rodford,
Yeah.
on that side of the road. Now, Patty has some of that land today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Now, because see, I remember when the Kesslers lived up there, Ma and Paul Kessler. Do you remember them? I think he was the engineer on the railroad. The
The
Kesslers.
name hits, but nothing comes.
Yeah, and I remember that house you were talking about, the white house there that
With Granddad.
was the grand. Yeah.
Their old house burned. And Mother and I were up there when it burned. I'll never forget getting out. And they had furniture they had brought over from England.
Oh my.
Granddad was born on it in England. Shameful. And they had a little piano.
Well, now, was it right across from the garage?
Yes, right, almost directly.
Because later on,
And on the other side, I'll tell you who was. There might have been a little vacant land. And then there was a Caudill. What was his name? Kerry Caudill? That name will come to me sometime. And then there was space, I don't know, and then Uncle Neelis's house. Uncle Neelis built that house. And it was a red brick bungalow type. Yeah, and then on the other side of it, up the hill and on top, was Aunt Dell Day, our aunt. And we used to go up there, and we just loved going up there. She had a cookie job.
oh. Now, I don't remember her, the days. There were some days.
Yes, yes.
There was a Bob Day that lived there later on.
Yes, yes. Bob, well, Aunt Dell was his mother.
Oh, okay.
Aunt Dell Day. She
Bob's
was
son.
his mother, and so was that married Op. We called her Op. Was her daughter, and she married a Caudill. Remember, that came there and wasn't an exact part of our family. Kind of came from Owingsville. Maybe before that, someplace else.
Now, there was was it a Dudley Caudill?
Yeah, that's who it was. That's who it was that was married to Op Day. He had a wife, and as I remember, 2 children. And the wife died and left these 2 children. And Op had gone with this boy for years. Everybody thought they ought to be married. But evidently that just didn't happen, so she married this Dudley Caudill. I think he worked at the bank.
He did, and I think he sold insurance too, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But I think I know who you're talking about, yeah. Because I think he had a son.
He had a son,
Charles Dudley.
Charles Dudley.
Good athlete.
Uh-huh.
I remember him.
Yeah.
And what else about the family?
Well,
Trying to think.
let's see what I can remember. If I recall, then I can go right into it. Oh, I tell you, we lived there on Main Street. It had formerly been a log house, but it had been covered, and we had upstairs, and oh Lord, we had water piped in with a pump, and a pump in the house.
Excuse me.
And anyway,
You mean on the farm?
no, I'm talking about in town.
Okay, when you were still up there on Main Street,
Uh-huh.
in town.
And I tell you see, the Evans children were just a little younger than all of us. I mean, Eldon was a year or 2 younger, and June was a
Junior.
little younger, and Louise, etc., all the way down. We were almost at similar families. And I was the oldest. I was called upon to make angel food cake. And if they would whip the whites, I'd make the cake.
Well, that's hard to do.
Well, and we'd sell lemonade every court day, and anything else we could get Mother to give us.
Well, you were right downtown then,
Yeah, right down in the middle of town.
because
And next door, the post office was next door to us. That white building and the bank.
I remember, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Well, now, where did the Evans live?
they lived in the big stone brick house
Brick
on
house
that
there.
corner there.
Okay.
where Young's he lived.
Right, Bill Young.
Bill Young.
Bill and Neil Miller.
You know, they told the story. You heard it. I heard it all the time. That Bill Young would draw suit against some company in Lexington and settle it by getting the brick to build his house out of, or to get whatever he needed to build
Whatever.
the house.
Yeah. I was talking with Nell Wheeler, and she said that Bill Young would come in the bank, but he never paid off anything. He would pay the interest, but never, and that was
Never
it.
paid anything.
And when he died, he was in a wreck. I think a train ran over him. Or else they ran into the train.
Drinking.
You got it. Anyway, I went and looked at his papers in Frankfurt, and he still owed a jewelry company in Cincinnati for Nell Miller's engagement ring.
For Nell's,
Nell engagement ring.
Nell Miller.
Uh-huh.
She'd been.
Uh-huh. And
You know, I studied piano with Nell.
oh really?
And Nell went up to the conservatory in Cincinnati every summer and studied and taught. And, she wanted to take me with her. You know, I showed music ability, but not piano.
Uh-huh.
And Mama let me go up there when I was about 9 years old. And I had a wonderful time. And I was able to, I just was the child around. And everybody took care of me. It was wonderful.
In Cincinnati?
At the conservatory. And Dan Beddoe was the head of the voice department. I had voice lessons every day with him.
Dan Beddoe.
Dan Beddoe.
Huh.
Yeah, and I have mentioned it recently, Dan Beddoe, to some people from up there that I saw, I guess, on KET. And they knew about Dan Beddoe. He was one of the outstanding teachers they've always had.
It's a good school.
Huh?
Good school.
Oh, yes, still is.
Yes.
And then while I was there, I got introduced to children's theater. I'm trying to think of her name. It'll come back.
In Cincinnati?
Yeah, at the conservatory. They had a children's theater there then.
Huh.
I think I was 9 when I was up there. And I think I went more than one summer. See, it was a summer affair. Because that was a regular school, regulated according to the educational trends,
Uh-huh.
and timed that way.
That was quite a trip back then.
Oh, yes. You know, we had our first, what do you call it? Our first car, the Ford
Model T?
Model T. We had our first car, Model T. And Dad, who was used, giddy up! Used to the horse and buggy. And, get them started and look off and go in the ditch. He never could get used to the wheel. And I'd have to take over. I drove that Model T far more than he ever did. We went to Cincinnati. We had an Aunt Liddy who was married to a Caudill.
Abel. She married her first cousin.
Yeah, she married someone
Because that was Nell Wheeler's mom.
Uh-huh, that's right. And we went up there visiting. I drove until we got to Cincinnati, and then Dad, you got to take it. Well, he didn't want to, but he did. And he got us to Aunt Liddy's.
Boy, that was a trip.
Oh, coming back,
Back
you know
then.
what Dad did? He said, we don't have to go through Cincinnati. I know how to get to Morehead. It was somewhere going up toward Maysville and coming across, just know where there is a road or not. But Dad brought us home that way. We had a time. It was almost like going through the forest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Blazing a trail. Yeah,
My dad
I
was.
would,
My dad was one.
you don't have to tell me, because I remember Uncle Dan. He would, he always carried himself, very
Oh yeah.
reared back, and you'd see him on Main Street, and you could hear him.
Oh yeah.
He projected.
That's where I got my voice.
He was fun. The whole family was fun. The whole family.
Yeah, the whole. It was a remarkable thing.
Yes.
It ought to be written up in a novel, but a factual thing.
Yeah, all you have to do is tell the
Can
truth.
you do that? I can't.
I may one of these
You
days.
ought to.
I may.
And I'm giving you a lot of stories.
I know.
I really am, and I can remember more. Just leave me here and listen to me.
Well, I told Barbara, I said, now, if Lucille, wants to talk later on, just give me a call and I'll come back anytime. Because it's something we need to do.
Yes, because it doesn't exist anymore.
No.
And it was, I tell you, I'm glad my father never had to live through September 11th.
I think that's true.
Because his great motivation was his country. And I mean, we got the speeches come 4th of July or...
Yeah. Or Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah, oh, Lord. He walked the floor on Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah.
And I was married, but I came up there. I knew I had to go. It was the saddest thing you ever saw. It was like he lost his father. I'll never forget it. He walked the house. And, I mean, it was, he remembered it when it was a week, when it was a month, when it was a year, and 2 years and 5 years. When December the 7th came, he always made a point of the Japanese. He thought that our country was one of the greatest dreams of law that anyone had ever approached. And he could read them off.
Well, he's right. It's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
It was a fact.
It's based on law.
Yeah, it was law.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to be a lawyer. The first one. Well, Everett Blair was at Ann Arbor. And some boy came home with him once. And of course, I spruced up and got a little social activity in there.
He took a shining to you.
And Everett decided I should go to Ann Arbor for the law. We got me accepted at Ann Arbor for law that fall. Well, the closer it got, the closer I knew. Dad, let me tell you what he would do. It was wonderful. He would read the briefs and make his opinion, finish it. Then he'd turn the brief over to me and say, now I want to know what you think. I had that wonderful experience of reading and deciding his briefs You see how great?
Yeah. These were actual briefs that he was
Oh,
going to file.
yes, yes.
That he was going to
yeah.
file with the court.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I got to go almost every place he went. He was the chairman of everything that was important to the city. Absolutely. Not the church. He said mother's taking care of that.
Mother'd handle that.
I don't need to. He was chairman of getting the road linked. I don't know whether it was to Owensville or to Mount Sterling, but I think to Mount Sterling, 60.
Uh-huh.
He was the chairman of getting that done. And Ralph Mills, who built that road. Oh, at that time we lived up on the hill because Ralph lived in that house we had down on Main Street.
Downtown.
And his three. His wife was a beautiful copper red hair. And there were two girls, Catherine and something. And they were both as red-headed and as beautiful as anything you ever saw.
Now, was that the Mills Theater?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
The Mills kids. Ralph Mills.
I wondered where that name came from.
Uh-huh. It came from Ralph Mills and...
Well, was he the businessman or a contractor?
Yeah, he was really, he was an engineer.
To build roads, yeah.
Yeah, he was an engineer that built that road. And then Dad, what else did they do? Got to school. Every time they had to put up 5,000 or 10,000. And that was about how much it took for almost everything then. Dad put it up. Allie Young would do something down at the legislature.
Frankfurt.
And Dad would get the money. And he got the school there with the money we had to raise. And let's see what else. Oh, when the church burned, you know our little Christian church burned.
Yeah, it was a white frame church.
Yes, with a bell tower.
Uh-huh.
And I had climbed to that bell tower several times.
Was it located where it is now?
Yeah.
Okay, same
yeah,
location.
That's right, that's the spot. And I remember when that Maggard boy was electrocuted right there. You know where Bishop's drugstore was?
Uh-huh.
Right across the street at a pole. Oh, Lord, the whole town went.
Ed Maggard or?
The one that did the movie. You know Ed Maggard
Was that Ed?
made a movie. Before
No.
we had movies.
Now, I knew the name Ed Maggard because he had, like you say, a kind of a movie machine.
Yeah, but he made movies before we had movies.
Before Hollywood.
Yeah. And it was his boy that knew the electrical from his dad. And see, movies was so electrical.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, well, I don't know. It was the sad thing that happened. You know, because he was a fine young man.
Well, Mr. Maggard,
He had that place up down on the railroad. If you'd gone straight on from the railroad street,
the power station.
you'd go, no, his house. They had a house down there, practically on the railroad. Now, later, they had one on Main Street. And Hillary lived there when her mother and father died. And it was down below the bank, west. Kind of across from where the bank is now. Well, not
Down,
quite that.
okay, down toward the
Post office.
new post office, yeah. But did Mr. Maggard, well, there used to be a power plant,
Used to be what?
an electric plant
Yeah,
over on
yeah,
Triplet Creek
yeah.
there. Did Mr. Maggard do that? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
And they had an ice company down there.
Oh, now I remember
Yeah,
the ice
the ice
company
company was down
up at the east end of Railroad Street.
there. Uh-huh, yeah.
Um,
He's in and had his home, big home that was painted yellow, I remember.
was it a nickel that was?
Uh,
Was it? Was there a nickel back in there too that had an oil company?
I think
Uh,
that was later.
Williams Nickel. It could have been.
I think it was later.
Okay.
And that was built coming back west, the nickel, whatever it was,
Yeah.
and State Bank that Sam Bradley had. Sam Bradley's bank, State Bank it was
Right.
called,
Right.
from where Bishop's Drug was, there was a street, and then there was I think that was a shoe place to get them repaired.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what that was, and then it was on there.
Yeah.
The next was the State Bank.
It was built in 1901, I think. It was a brick and stone building.
Yeah, yeah.
Just in fact,
And never did very well.
no, they said it was just up and down.
Uh-huh, yeah. But I guess Sam Bradley, how did he go broke? You know, he had that wonderful wife that had been she had been a musician that traveled. She was a matinee idol. And she took me under her wing. I mean, I just had all this help when I was young. I should have amounted to something in the music.
Oh, well, we all. You did,
Well-
because I remember hearing you down at Central Christian. I went to church down there for a while. And you could, your voice carries.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could throw my speaking voice. I've always had a powerful voice. I can project almost as far as I need to, anytime.
But that, like you say, Uncle Dan was like.
Yeah, I got that from him. Boy, you can hear him all over town.
Well, and Aunt Etta was pretty good too.
Pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
They were-
Lord,
they
they
were-
were a pair.
They were fun.
Yeah, they were fine as could be. And they argued and carried on, and then it was all over.
Well, now,
They settled everything.
I never heard grandmother, Tinny. I never heard her and,
Raise her voice.
or granddad either.
No,
Sam,
no, listen. I think Granddad Abel and Grandma Marianne
Mary.
had a good hold on all those children. There wasn't a bad one in the lot.
Don't know of any.
No, there wasn't a bad
No.
one in the lot.
No.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
With 15 children, the only bad thing that ever came into the family was Amanda's husband, DeBoard. He was a DeBoard, and I don't know what was wrong with him. But I think he mistreated Amanda. And they had one child that was all mixed up upstairs. And I know that Dad got her a divorce from him. Dad
Well-
took care of all of their problems.
He must have been bad because you didn't divorce back then unless.
No, but
Yeah.
Dad got her loose from him. And she was never a happy person.
But
you
she
know.
was pleasant looking.
Yeah.
Very pleasant.
I looked for a whole thing I've got of pictures, but I'm sure I've given you some of the family. Yeah, I'm sure I've got that.
I made about 6 or 8 of them, but and gave them to different people. But I just thought.
Let's
that-
see Aunt Amanda.
Amanda.
That's she.
Uh-huh.
You know, look at all of them with their snotty mouths. You know, here.
Well, they probably didn't have a lot to smile about back then,
I guess they didn't.
but things got better.
Daddy,
Yeah.
Uncle Dave, Uncle George. See, I know them all. Uncle Bill, Uncle Sam, Daddy, Robin, John, George.
Now, did Uncle Dan's eyes correct themselves?
Yeah, they finally got corrected.
I wondered because Aunt Lydia
Has them
had
too.
crossed eyes.
Yeah.
But I remember your dad. You know, when I
Yeah,
was
he
growing up,
had 'em.
that no, not by the time I was growing up.
Oh.
They were gone.
And I've heard him tell about it. But it's funny that I don't remember that. Because I don't think I ever knew him cross that.
I think it corrected. And
You know, he was the biggest one of all.
he was. Now, George was pretty good size too.
Yes.
But your dad was
but
tall.
Dad was bigger than any of them.
Yeah, he was the tallest.
And let me tell you, he took care of his illegitimate child,
Now, who's that?
Uncle Dave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you see where Cornelius is. Is that Cornelius? I think it is. Took care of his illegitimate child. And let's see, that's Uncle Watt. And
Now,
that's-
here's Cornelius.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side.
Well, who's that? George?
George.
George.
Uh-huh.
And that's Cornelius. Yeah?
Cornelius,
And he took care of getting the twins all settled in Shelbyville. They hit an oil well up at West Liberty.
I wonder
That's where they lived. Yeah, they hit an oil well. And they had enough sense to know they do better in the bluegrass. Isn't that something?
Well, I wondered where
How
they
would
went.
they know all that? I don't know. Well,
So they went to
anyway,
Shelbyville.
and Aunt Sarah, where will I find her?
Uh-huh.
She taught them all. They had books. The greatest thing in that family was books. That's why they all turned out as good as they did.
They were smart.
And she every night held class. And they better come.
Well, now, Sarah and Sam were twins.
Twins, yeah.
And, of course, John and
And Robin.
Robert. Yeah. But now they went to Shelbyville, you say.
And I don't know why Shelbyville. But I went with Dad down there many times. And that's where I met Uncle Ezra's wife's family. The Shelbys. You know, we had a Governor Shelby.
Yes.
And I think her father was brother to Governor Shelby. And I stayed with the Shelbys when I'd go down there with Dad. And, you know, Dad didn't care whether you said armor or armoire or Caudill or cuddle or curdle. He corrected it until he said, they can't learn anything. I mean, that was the attitude he took. He had tried to get them to pronounce his name. And they never came up with Caudill. They'd see it written. And that way you would be, I think, more likely to say Caudill than anything else. To see it written.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So, that's where that got, and it got there, and it could, you know, once a name's established, can't be changed.
Yeah, sticks.
But that's Aunt Amanda, that's Aunt Lydia.
Uh-huh.
She looks madder than a hornet.
Yeah, she does. And I guess Aunt Hannah hadn't been born then or something, because she's not in there.
No,
So,
there's the oldest girl.
yeah,
I
Sarah.
don't know the way the girls' ages come. And I know that's Aunt Liddy,
Uh-huh.
and I know that's Aunt Amanda. Who's that?
It's there. I have to put my glasses on.
Emma.
Emma, Amanda. Well, that's Hannah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the smallest one in there.
Right. Yeah,
She's a little girl there.
I was going to say.
Now this was the only good looking one.
Yeah, that's Aunt Emma.
Ain't Emma. Yeah, and more natural.
Yeah, she's pleasant.
Uh-huh. And of course the boys are all good looking.
Well, and you know, Lucille, evidently this was made before this. But see how nice they look in their suits.
Oh yes, this was after the boys, the twin boys, married the twin girls.
The Wells girls,
The
Kayla
Wells.
and Mahala.
Yeah. And